It's the day before Thanksgiving. This time of year it just seems like the flowers are blooming like crazy. So I thought this would be as good of a time as any to do a tour. So let's do this. It is just a beautiful day today. Probably 80 degrees, sunny. Again, we're in Southwest Florida, Sarasota. And kind of like I mentioned, the flowers are going crazy here. I don't even know where to begin. This guy just started blooming today. I believe it's a Dendrobium Sato, S-A-T-O. One of my favorites. They last forever. Very cool white flower, very cool. And look at all these. They're everywhere. This sucker is gonna bloom forever. It's a really healthy plant. Some of this stuff, most of this stuff I bought at shows and nurseries, so I can't really show off like I did them. This one's pretty. This is a species Brassia that just blooms constantly. The flowers aren't really that showy, I guess, but they are very cool. As we walk around here, I love my Latoria type Dendrobium because they adore my climate, as I've talked about before, and they last forever and they're happy. This is some sort of species Cattleya. It is a Boringiana. Yeah, that wasn't even close. I've had this guy for years. This is actually one of my first orchids. A why not, I believe it's called, a red why not. And on Oncidium I bought a Palmer Orchids, very, very pretty, white, cool. This is one of those chocolate smelling sherry babies. I've never had them smell all that much. I don't know if there's a certain time of day where they smell more than others. If anyone watching this knows how to get the most smell out of a Oncidium sherry baby, let me know. My Dendrobium collection, and for those of you that have watched me in the past, you know that, well, clearly these are my favorite, these hard cane Dendrobium, and I just like them because they are the easiest things to grow. They last forever. They grow like weeds. They like super, super hot climate. I found that to kind of be the secret, that they want like super hot, in the 90s as much as possible, lots and lots of humidity. They just come from very, very tropical hot climates. They don't like the cold at all. Next week it's going to be in the mid 40s, upper 40s. This guy's going to absolutely go in my inside. And I have casters on all of these tables, so what I do is I just roll them on into that enclosed lanai area, because I have these screens that come down, and then they're happy in there. And I have a heater in there and it keeps it nice and toasty. So all of these tables will be coming in when it gets in the 40s like that. Especially these guys, they really don't like the cold at all, especially these antelope types. But I would say if you have any hard cane Dendrobium, beware. They start dropping leaves. I just got this at Palmer Orchids. They had an open house last week. Everything they have is so healthy and cool. I got all of these at Plantio Orchia. I can't even pronounce it. The one in Televast in Sarasota. I got these because I've never seen them before, and they are hard cane Dendrobium. I got these because it's a hard cane Dendrobium, and I've never, ever, ever seen flowers this big on a hard cane. Again, these are some more, I'm trying to get like every single possible color, and there's so many hybrids of hard cane Dendrobium that it will be never ending. So here's all my non-blooming Dendrobium. Again, I'm kind of keeping everything organized so that I can wheel them in depending on the temperature. Over here I have the Cattleya. Actually, this is mostly Oncidium, so they're not quite as picky when it comes to the cold. So I have them on a separate table. If it gets that far, if it gets really cold, then I'll I don't know. I don't have casters in this table, so but I'll bring this one in too. Man, there's a lot to look at. I've tried mounting my hard cane dendrobium, or at least some of them. So far, it has been a negative experience. If you look on the ground here, you're seeing a lot of dead dendrobium leaves. So it's a work in progress. Let's say I mounted my smaller ones. So let's see if this works. And the flowers don't seem to be lasting as long. They just are not, I don't know. Look at all the stems on this guy. That sucker's gonna be blooming. This is a new Schomburgkia I got. It's gonna be pretty awesome. They grow really big and they have cool flowers. Oh, our Vandas up there, they're not blooming. I just bought this at the orchid sale. Thought it was kind of cool. Not the flower, the mount thingy. Check this out. This is, so I'm at Palmer Orchid, the show, and there's a guy there working, and he like went off about this particular orchid. It's a Brassavola and Schomburgkia hybrid by Paul Storm. And this guy's like, Paul Storm is the smartest man in the history of orchids. He created this hybrid. It'll, you know, it can be 100 degrees, it can be freezing. This thing is indestructible. It'll grow. You will not believe how fast it'll grow. You can't kill this thing. It's low maintenance. So I'm like, all right, man, I'm sold. I am sold. And they were only 25 bucks a piece. So I bought 3 of them. Oh my goodness. And I put them on this huge totem pole thing, driftwood. So in a couple years, it is going to completely engulf that piece of driftwood. I've seen it before where all you can see are the leaves sticking out. And they start to, and they'll be fine, that particular one. So here are all my dendrobium, like aggregatum, some other species dendrobium, stuff that doesn't fit into the category of a hard cane dendrobium. There's some big Cattleya I have here too. Good thing I have this channel because I was corrected in that I told everyone to not water these things in the winter and give them this like hard, dry winter rest, which was wrong. Because a couple people said, if it's as warm as it is where you are, it's a mistake. And I was like, oh, so that's why none of them are doing well. So I was corrected and now I'm happy because I was wondering, like, look at this. I'm like, why? Why does it look like this? I've had that for years. Well, it turns out I should have been watering it in the winter, like all year. And so they are utterly and completely dry. And they're just starting to come back because I started watering them again. So yeah, these, if you live in a pretty warm climate, this whole concept of not giving them any water, look, the growths are so minimal because, very upsetting. They will recover. Look at this bloom. I forget what this is called, but it's cool. Here's all my catasetum that I have kind of off to the side. They do want a hard winter rest, so I'm not really watering them much. This is my ground orchid corner. I guess I call it a radican, R-A-D-I-C-A-N. There's a bunch of different colors. Once they start blooming, that guy's gonna be crazy. Now that's a lot of orchids. That is a lot of hanging orchids. I love hanging and mounting my Cattleya. They just seem to be so much happier. I just bought this at Plantio, so I'm not gonna take credit for those blooms, but man, that's gonna be a show. This one too. This is a Schomburgkia that is going to be pretty awesome. I don't know if there's a tag on this one. No. It's just gonna be really cool. I also got this at the show at Planted Orchids. Palmer Orchids. I don't know what's gonna happen with it, but there's a lot of kind of crusty. That's not good. It's not good at all. Anyway, hopefully they bloom. That one's okay. All right, this is one of the healthiest plants I have. It's a Dendrobium chocolate antler. I mean, look at that thing. That thing is lush. I don't know why it grew like that. That happy. Sometimes the plant is as exciting as the flower. If you get really nuts about this, this is another plant that I don't know why. It is just absolutely mega happy. It's just green and growing, and the roots are just very, very happy. This is I can't pronounce it. Angria. It's A-N-G something C-U-E-M. That's not very helpful, but it's gonna have some flowers coming out here. Let's take a look at some of these beautiful Vanda here. Very pretty colors. They just go absolutely crazy this time of year. I mean, crazy. I think it's the drop in temperature. The slight drop in temperature makes a big difference when it comes to these guys. And they just start blooming all these pretty colors. This is a Dendrobium that I actually mounted that is actually doing pretty good. Because I mounted it, the roots took hold, so they look pretty happy. I'm pleased with that. Very purpley. Everyone loves this one. It's like tiger pattern. We got a little Brassavola action going on here. Very, very yellow Vanda. Very pink Vanda. I don't know if that's very pink. Oh, we have another tiger one. I obviously like these too. And I bought them and I forgot I already had one. Look at the size of these flowers. Holy moly. They're like the size of my hand. That is a big flower. This is a Sinoche. I can't pronounce it. It's in the Cattleya family. It is stunning. Again, like this guy I bought at Palmer Orchids. I didn't actually grow that. So simple and pretty. I don't know. This is a very waxy Cattleya that's been alive just for like ever. That thing's been there. It seems like if they're waxy, the duration of the bloom is a lot longer. Very pretty. There are lots and lots of Brassavolas or Brassavola hybrids. This is a Medusa. This is a Bulbophyllum Medusae. It's a Medusa flower is what I call it. One of my favorites actually. This is some sort of Cattleya Brassavola hybrid. Probably my favorite. Very pretty. This is the one my wife found. It's this big monstrosity. You can see that it's actually just a bunch of pots that all got rooted together. And she found it and she loves it. And my daughter looks at this stuff and she's like, Dad, everything here is purple. They all look the same. I'm like, no, they don't. They're different kinds of purple. And she says, no, they all look the same. And I said, you just don't understand orchids. You're not an orchid person, but that's okay. I'm gonna teach her how to be an orchid person. Just takes time, a little bit of patience. I mean, she's 18 years old. She came back from college yesterday. Everyone is very happy. Everyone, my three boys are very happy to see her. It's actually pretty cute. Okay, now if we come over here, you're going to see a rack, like a luggage rack, with some various plants on it. Now, why is that? Look at this thing. I just got this at the Palmer Orchid show, which was amazing. So the reason why we have these plants on this rack is that whenever it gets remotely cold, I roll it in. So I can roll it in and out really if it's like 55 or lower, because the Vanda, there's certain Vandas that are very sensitive to cold, certain species, and I find Grammatophyllum, these guys are very, very sensitive. And I got this, it's very fancy, it's very sensitive. It has two kinds of flowers on one plant. It's weird. Huge Grammatophyllum, just a big ball of roots. There's no media in there. It's just roots. It's just a big mass of roots. So this is my extra cold plant cart. Over here, you're gonna see my shoes because I think my dogs dropped my shoe in the pool. It wasn't very nice of them. So overall, I hope you enjoyed the tour. Walking through the tunnel again here. I am very happy with what is happening right now in the garden. There are just so many things that are about to pop off. I mean, so many of these plants are just about ready to really show off. This is a Hoya. Big heart flowers. So I hope everyone enjoyed their time here today. I'll try to do these from time to time when things are really blooming, because it's exciting. I'm sure you want to get some updates on what these things end up looking like. Look at all those. I mean, that's gonna be a lot blooming. Okay, well, everyone have a happy Thanksgiving and be blessed.
We're unstoppable. Let's go, let's go.